What's up, my guys? We are back in line once again. Glad to be back. Glad to be back in school with the boys. Sorry, I was absent last week. Was I was on a field trip to Dallas, Texas. First time ever being to Texas. It was a great time. Everything is in fact bigger there. Food was good, great time, but happy to be back here with my guys. What is up, my guys?
What's up? What's up? Sorry, I was just chomping on some ice. Yeah, just doing really well. Super excited for this week because I'm actually going to South Carolina. So I'm super excited for that. I would say, oh, I'm going to get some sunshine, but I live in sunshine. As you can see it breaking through my curtains there. So it'll actually be a little cooler there than it is here. So that'll be nice. We're going to be right next to Myrtle Beach. We're going to be golfing with some buddies from high school who I haven't seen since last year sometime. So I'm super excited. I even got a hat for the occasion. We're gonna do a little fashion show right here, a little fashion show.
Oh
I've
yeah.
already received some jokes. I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna be honest. I think it looks good. Make sure you check out the video on Spotify, YouTube for those just audio listeners, and then you can see me look really sharp with this straw hat. That's definitely gonna get some looks and probably some comments I don't like as well. But that's the
No,
issue
my
with looking that good.
my joke was actually genuine because this past week I have been rewatching the Ocean's movies, and I think those movies, I think if they were made now, would probably be some of the biggest movies that have ever been created. I mean, the fact that they ensembled a cast like that back in early 2000 and was able to carry that pretty much until 2007 is fascinating. And then they ran it back with the women, I think, back in 2018. That movie's incredible as well. And supposedly I did a little research, and they still have a group chat together. They would be willing to do a second movie. They just would have to get the right writers and director. So I'm all for it, man. But you look great, by the way. You look like the old guy that would walk in and be. I forget the name that he used to use, but he would just be able to kind of change his voice, and incredible here. But hey, speaking of sunshine, as your boy can see, I'm trying to get tan. I've been going outside the last couple of days, spraying myself with a little Australian bronzer, and we're just getting after it. I gotta try to get a base layer before the race in a couple weeks, or I will roast
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Tiggy Nation, you look great, by the way. You look
Thanks.
absolutely great. Hat looks great. You look like you could be in the Great Gatsby movie, and I take that's a compliment. Love that movie. They were very nicely dressed back in the day. You know what I mean? So I think the hat looks great. You rock it very well. Same thing, Jake. I don't have much sun right now, but it was a nice weekend down here. We got out the our makeshift patio furniture. It's not actually patio furniture, but we're using it as patio furniture right now. And we just sat out back, sunshine, and drank our coffee in the morning. You know, it's nice. It's crazy what a little sunshine, just a little sunshine, can do to you. You know, just lifts the spirits. Morning sunshine. What's his face? Andrew Huberman says that's one of the keys to a healthy lifestyle is getting your
He's in
morning.
hot water. He's in
What did
hot
he?
water.
What did he do?
Don't know. Just know he's in hot water. Don't know if it's true. Don't know if it's not true. I think he got New York posted or something like that. One of
Like for
those.
what? Like sexually assaulting someone or something?
Again, have no clue. No idea what it's actually about. I just know he is in hot water right now.
Hmm. That's no good.
Journalism.
Yeah, but Jake, your mustache looks great.
Thank you.
Mustache looks great. I'll quit rambling in 1 second, and then you guys can take the floor. You said sunshine, and it made me think of I planted a nice little garden this year. When I say little, I mean little, very little. Nice little tomato plant, some basil, rosemary, and mint, and it's thriving. Secret to a good garden, obviously you got to water it, got to get sunshine, but you also have to whisper your plants some words of motivation every
I
morning.
agree.
Firmly believe that. They're thriving, so I'm having a good time with that as well. The floor is yours, Tiggy Nation.
The 4 is mine. We're just gonna keep going around the table. Yeah,
every time we run out of something to say, just be like, all right, the floor is yours.
I like that. That's a good segue that I don't think enough people use. So we're definitely gonna coin that. The 4 is yours. Jake, you are looking very bronze. You're looking very tan. What race are you heading to?
Darlington, Mother's Day, May 11th or 12th, whatever day that actually lines up on that Sunday. And I'm pumped, dude. NASCAR just hasn't disappointed yet, other than the complaints of the short track racing, because the cars are running similar, which makes it difficult to pass, which I get how that could be an issue. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I know we touched on it a bunch, so I won't harp on it too much, but NASCAR is one of the last great American events that exist, and I really believe everybody should at least go to one or two while you're alive. Floor is yours, JT.
Yeah, no, good weekend. Good weekend of racing last weekend. Texas Motor Speedway seems like a fun track to go to. I would not want to go to the fall race. I don't think it'd probably be brutally hot. But both the Xfinity and the Cup race were both really good endings.
Xfinity was crazy.
Yeah, Xfinity, one of the tightest finishes I've ever seen, I think.
Did you see it, Tiggy Nation?
I did not know.
Photo finish. I mean,
Yeah.
Like legit half an inch photo finish. And half an inch, that's big.
It was
half an inch can be big in the smallest of areas, yes.
Yeah, that is very true. Cup race was great. Chase Elliott won. Not a Chase Elliott fan at all, but I will say he won fair and square that race. I will say screw William Byron.
Thank you.
Honestly, screw William Byron, because Ross Chastain, and I'm not even a Ross guy, so this is fully unbiased here. Ross Chastain was battling his freaking lights out, trying to pass Chase Elliott fair and square, not trying to wreck anyone, just trying to win the race. And literally on turn 3, I think, turn 2 or turn 3 of the final lap, race is over. Chase pretty much won already. William Byron wrecks the shit out of Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain didn't even get to finish the race. Was going to come in second, final lap, just uncalled for. Like those freaking Hendrick team, like they're dirty. I don't care what they say, but yeah.
Well, the 4 is mine, and I'm here to stand up for Hendrick Motorsports. Okay, the race isn't over till it's over. All right, we can't just say 99% of the way and give up and be like, I don't do gimmies in golf. 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet. People are putting clubs together and be like, oh, I'm good right there. Put the fucking ball in the hole. That's the whole point of the game. So you know what? Maybe you had it coming to him.
Here's what I'll tell you.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up out there.
Floor's mine. Here's what I'll tell you here. I'm not going to say I disagree with anything that you said, honestly. I think everything you said there was quite valid. Here's where I will make a stand for old Ross, because historically, I'm not a big Ross guy either. He's growing on me a little bit. I don't know what it is. I think it's listening to him calm. I don't know. He's growing on me. He's not my favorite, but he's growing on me. All I have to say to that is I don't want to hear Rick Hendrick bitch about anything when Ross tries to wreck their racers all year, because that's what will happen. Richard Childress and Hendrick will come out and say, he's racing dirty. Can't have racers like that. Well, their fucking racers are doing the exact same thing. But again, don't disagree with what you said, Tiki Nation. I just think in the long run, Hendrick will also have what's coming for him. And what's coming for him is Joe Gibbs Racing, even though that's not Ross. Gibbs has been battling with Hendrick all year. Very cool to see. And I just want to give one of these to my guy, Denny Hamlin. He just can't fucking figure it out, man. He can't figure it out. He was winning, basically, wrecked out of nowhere. Maybe last 5 laps or something like that. Hearts go out to Denny. I know Denny can be an arrogant douche, but at the end of the day, I'd rather have the arrogant douche on my team than the other team.
No, I agree. I think it's Denny's year, honestly. Obviously, CB number 1, but I think it's Denny's year. If he can button up the final laps of every race, essentially, I know that's not saying a lot because any driver needs to do that, but he's looking like the best to me. After this, I said someone else looked like the best a few weeks ago, but things change as the season goes on. Denny Hamlin, he's looking really fast this year. I think it could potentially be the year that he actually wins. And Tiggy Nation wanted to backtrack to Hendricks. Kyle Larson, very respectable guy. So I like Kyle Larson. But yeah, a lot of things happening. I'm excited. We got Dega this weekend. We'll be going to Darlington here in a couple weeks, South Carolina. Super pumped about that. Real quick too. We are having not me. I'm not doing it. There's going to be a zone activation booth at the race we're going to. So I'm super pumped about that. Yeah.
What? So, the floor is mine. I just want to say, what is a zone activation booth?
Have you've been to Phoenix? You know how they just have booths of shit out in the track, outside the track. They're just having a big zone booth where you can, I think, win prizes and get free samples and just stuff like that. So I'm pumped about that.
I was questioning the word activation. I didn't know what that zone activation booth. I didn't know if that was something different.
I think they call it activation just because it's a new thing and we're activating the product in the wild. I don't know. But
okay.
You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Super pumped for that.
Speaking of wild, I don't know if this was the same race. I did see a little NASCAR highlight of where someone got wrecked in the last lap, jumped out of their car and tried to run across the finish line like it was Ricky Bobby. Was that the same race?
I think that's an old clip of a guy. I know exactly who you're talking. Is it the guy with the brown hair and the mullet?
No, I think it happened recently, wasn't it?
It could have. Honestly, I wouldn't put. I love the era that NASCAR's in. These kids have really sparked it back. And honestly, if that is true, I need to see this clip because that's fucking hysterical.
I'm wondering what race. Yeah, I got to look it up too.
Could have been ARCA, maybe ARCA or Old Gen or whatever it is because NASCAR really does sponsor a lot of those leagues now, which is cool.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah. What else is going on?
Trying to think here, man. I know while Tiggy Nation looks that up, hockey is kind of coming down to the crunch here. I know Tiggy's a big hockey guy. I had the opportunity last Thursday to go to the Pens Red Wings game. And man, you really forget how fast those guys are on the ice compared to when you go to any other Nailers game, whatever it is. Watching them skate up and back and being able to pass and dangle just got a new lease on life for me. And it was really cool. OT thriller, bangerang. I was sitting next to a dude that it was his first game. He's like, I should be at work right now, but I'm at the game. I wanted to come. And I was like, this is sick. And it's nothing more fun, though, than watching the younger kids at those sporting events, how excited they get. They dance, they jump around. And honestly, you kind of need that little refresher that life is not too serious.
No, yeah, I agree. Haven't been to a hockey game in a really long time, but I'm sure it was a great time. Shout out to the Wheeling hockey team.
That's right.
For winning their league. So that's pretty sick. Shout out to the boys.
Bringing a cup back to Wheeltown. That's what we need. Certified dogs.
Finally, we're back.
That's right. And dude, the Nailers are in the playoffs, which is very cool. First home game is Monday. I think it starts Friday. Maybe Friday's the first game, I think they play Friday and Saturday, Sunday off, then come back Monday. So very excited. Hoping the Nailers can kind of give us a little run here because that's some of the coolest Wheeling sports memories that I have back in 2016, 2017 when they were in the Kelly Cup and that downtown was bumping. That was awesome. Thank you. The floor's yours.
Was that the last? Was that the last time that they were in the playoffs? Was like 2017, 2018?
I don't know playoffs. Obviously, I know it's the last time they were in the Cup Finals. Playoffs, I'm uncertain about that, though.
Yeah, that was wild. I remember my neighbor got married at River City, one of the nights where there was a game, and we were all like, we should try to get tickets to go to this game, like halfway through the reception. We were like, we should try to go because it's going to be crazy. Like, we're all decked out. It's going to be, it'd just be such a fucking awesome time. Yeah, shout out hockey. Nailers are big. Shout out to the Wheeling team. My brother's on the fucking team, and I asked him about it a little bit, and he said it was sick. So good for him. Good for them. Hockey's interesting spot. It's crazy that 4 teams are tied with 81 points left for today and tomorrow. Myself am a Flyer fan. I'm a miserable Flyer fan. And for the Flyers to make it, we had a 90% chance of making it, I think, in February. Now we're at basically a 5% chance. We need to win tonight. We need, I think, the Caps to lose in regulation tonight. And the Red Wings to lose in regulation. And we need the Pens to lose regulation Wednesday in order to all make it. So that probably won't happen. Odds are we'll probably just lose our game.
Yeah,
that'll be that.
I was looking at it today, like trying to, because I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I get it, like the points and how everything, but I was like, this is so interesting that there's 2 days left or whatever it is, and 4 teams could still make it. And is it one? They're just fighting for one spot, right? Yeah, it's
one
crazy.
spot.
That's awesome.
One spot. The Flyers and the Caps play each other, so that game obviously is pivotal. And then the Red Wings are playing the Canadiens, but the Canadiens are out. Like their game, they're playing for nothing. They're not going to make it. The Pens are playing the Islanders, who have already clinched, I think. Their season's like, I think they've clinched, or maybe they're not even in the postseason as well. But let me check. Yeah, they've already clinched. They're in the playoffs, so they're not going to be playing their top guys against the Pens. So the Pens have a very easy game. Now, when cases like this happen, the crazy odds are the Pens will somehow lose in regulation by 3 goals in a game like this, where it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So it could all come to this, and then the Pens will just lose straight up in regulation.
Do you think there's a scenario where Sidney Crosby, Canadian, calls up the Montreal guys and he's like, listen, boys, I need you here. I need you here for the stake of my city and the stake of our nation, and just gets the boys fired up a little bit? I mean, come on.
Who's to say? I do. If the Flyers don't make it, I do hope the Pens make it, because obviously local, like, Pens are huge. I do think having Sidney Crosby in the postseason is good for hockey. And one of their guys who they got this year, Erik Karlsson, defenseman, he played 1,000 games, one of the best offensive defensemen ever all time. He's a very interesting and awesome player to watch. He's obviously super old now, but I say super old. Last year he had 100 points. And that's almost impossible to do for defensemen nowadays. So it'd be cool to still see the Pens in it, and obviously the locals love them. So if the Flyers don't make it, I hope the Pens make it.
I love that.
Yeah. Why I still have the 4 before I give it up. I found the clip. So it was a couple years old. It was Carl Edwards at Talladega. Last lap, he flipped, went into the wall, or went into the fence, flip, crazy down there. Somehow jumps out and runs like a 1/10 of a mile over the line.
Dude, but if I remember right, that's his last race, I think. I think that race scared the shit out of him, or the last season, because there's been talks over, I think, the last 2 years of him maybe trying to make a comeback. But I'm pretty sure it was an accident like that, I mean, hell, that would scare the life out of me too. So I'm not going to, say anything on that. The big joke is, they drive fast and turn left. It's like, well, that's really not all they do. They're going hundreds of on an average day, 170, 180 miles an hour, banging and clanging. And I think the most interesting part about racing that I'm learning that I never knew as a kid is how much the weather affects the track, and how much fresh tires really do help people. And you notice that more on the short tracks than the bigger tracks. But I don't know. It's just cool to watch. And me and JT were laughing about it this past week, because they are highlighting pit crews now, and it's an electric factory.
Oh, Tiggy Nation, no. It takes NASCAR to a whole nother level. they'll do the run, like they pick a different team pretty much every week, and they do a rundown just like the NFL does when on the first drive. Like they'll say where they went to college,
awesome.
and like how many Cup Series champions, like chips teams they've been on, and they go down the line, and some people will throw like funny jokes in there. Like one guy was like, JT Nixon, lactose intolerant, and like just kept saying his shit. I was like, that is too funny. It's really cool. It's really cool. Mm.
That's awesome. I think I mean just more content around those and like more stories is going to drive that sport and just drives anything. You know what I mean? The whole storytelling with the content stuff. That's sick. So like it'll have someone, it'll be this guy, front left tire, you know? Like he's the one changing and stuff.
One guy was like Jackman, Hogwarts, like kept saying all this stuff. Is great.
So they'll pick one driver, and then they'll go all the way through his pit crew, every single one in his pit crew, and they'll announce themselves. It's really cool.
That's cool. And then I saw an interesting video from Max Holloway. Obviously, we should probably talk about the UFC, but he posted a video, and it was his trainers and his team reacting to the fight and stuff like that. And this phrase kind of gets thrown around a lot, especially for professional athletes and stuff, but it takes a village. And I mean, you know, obviously we see the racers out there and, you know, they're getting all the glory. They're at the podium. They're shaking the champagne bottle and stuff like that. But it does take a village. It takes the whole team to get that car on the track and stuff. So that's cool. They're finding ways to highlight the whole team. And I thought that was cool that Max Holloway, which, you know, with the most electric boxer in the UFC we've ever seen. And a day or two later, he's highlighting his crew and like, it's not just me out there. You know, these guys, you might not even know their names, but they mean the world to me, and I wouldn't be here without them and stuff. So that's really cool.
Yeah, all of that stuff is so confusing, though, looking forward, because, like, in the 155s, most of the top guys have fought each other multiple times, and then even, like, Max has fought a lot of those guys multiple times. What a way to finish a war, like an absolute war. Like Max was just like, come on, come in the middle. Gaethje was all for it, and they're just like, stand up, and we're gonna fucking throw fists. And again, you know, you had to assume the card was going to be electric when Dana upped the bonuses from 50,000 to 300,000 for UFC 300. Like Bobby Green beat Jim Miller you couldn't even see Jim Miller's face by the end. It was just all blood. All I know is this. After watching that card, there's no way in hell I could ever do that. You have to be a tough son of a bitch to get in there and fight, and the guys are just incredible. So shout out them, man. Shout them all out for real.
Yeah, that video, I didn't get to watch it, but the video of Dana White, like the announcers or whoever was asking him questions, and Dana was just like, what's the term? He really walked the walk there when they were like, what are these guys saying? Like they want to do what? And he's like, done. Increase the bonuses to 300,000 or whatever. I thought that video it may have been staged, it may not have been, but I thought that was super cool how he just did that right in front of the whole media and everything. Yeah, and then Max Holloway's knockout was pretty sick, and then he just goes to Joe Rogan. He's like, I'm him. I am him. I was like, that is so sick.
I think for us, when we're 60s, 70s, there's going to be a crazy documentary on Dana, because to think about what obviously, like we just said, it takes a village, but he's the front man. He's been the front man since it was, you know, a little podunk league to now arguably the biggest one that exists on the world so far. The fact that he just manages all these fighters and manages all these expectations, and I don't know, it's amazing. I can't wait to actually, I'm sure he's smart enough. He's probably had a film crew following him along for however many years, but it's awesome. JT, why does your mic keep picking up when I'm talking?
Was it doing what?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I just wanted to have you.
Oh God, I was like, dear God, not this again.
No,
Dear
no.
God.
But yeah, UFC was fire. I guess to keep it on sports, I don't think this is the first year they've done it. But I learned, how they do the TBT with basketball every summer. They're doing the TST with soccer, and like Wrexham as a team, Pat McAfee's playing on a team, Chad Ochocinco's playing on a team, JJ Watt's playing on a team. Then like big soccer players are playing on a team. They're basically the same kind of format as the TBT. I'm very excited to watch it. It only lasts 2 days. I think it's in June, maybe a random weekend in June. And I think any way that we can just grow different sports in this country, I really think just helps in general. And the fact that now they're doing that with soccer is pretty cool.
Is that indoor soccer they're doing, or is it like going to be on real grass and stuff?
I'm pretty sure it's on like real grass.
That would
But
be cool.
obviously, smaller teams. I think it's
Maybe
7-on-7. Yeah, something like that. And I'm sure it's probably smaller distances and stuff. And they're doing like the Elam ending type thing. So the fact that they're doing Elam ending in soccer makes me think that it is definitely going to be, I don't want to say easier to score, but it's definitely not going to be a full soccer pitch.
That's cool. Yeah, and they have like half nets and stuff when we played that. It'll be cool for small games and stuff, and like you can score up close or super far away if you just strike it well. But that'll be cool. It's crazy that Wrexham's going to be in it because they are a legitimate soccer team and they got promoted again recently. So back-to-back years being promoted, and that's the first time it's happened in I don't know how many years for that Wrexham club. So it's cool to see the project is going well for Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. So that's cool. I was bringing it up with my brother. My brother was like, "Don't watch it unless you want to hate Rob." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "He's not funny in it." I'm like, "What do you mean he's not funny?" And he's like, "Well, he keeps trying to make it all about himself." And I was like, "That's the joke. The joke is Rob, who's a big TV star, doesn't make even close to the amount of money that Ryan Reynolds does for Ryan Reynolds films. So Ryan Reynolds probably paid 90+% of the team, and Rob has a very small part. But Rob is the big soccer fan, and he wanted the idea. He just kind of needed someone else with more money that was willing to fucking do it with him and stuff. So obviously I don't know the actual percents, but when we show the team and stuff like that, everyone loves Ryan because they know Ryan has the money, and they see Rob and they don't really consider Rob as like on equal playing fields. So, and Rob makes jokes about that and stuff. And that's the joke, is that Rob is pretending that he's way more important than he is because no one actually like gives him the respect he probably deserves for being in on the deal and stuff. So I'm like, that's the joke. That's the joke. So
no, that's funny. I texted JT this past week. I don't think Ryan Reynolds gets enough respect for what he has done just as a human in general. Like, I know a lot of people probably look at him as an actor, rightfully so, but the fact that like his new Mint Mobile commercial basically saying that other phone companies are gouging, and for that he cut his prices even lower than before. Like just little things like that. He does it in a comedic way. I love Ryan Reynolds, dude. And honestly, I know it sounds crazy. He is going to be the one to save the MCU. He is Marvel Jesus. Like everything he touches turns to gold. And I hope that in 10, 15 years, whatever it is down the road, that they are able to build Wrexham into some kind of big soccer thing, just like he's built up gin brands and whatever other brands he's been a part of. He's just an incredible person, man. So shout out Ryan Reynolds for real.
Yep.
Yep, big fan of Ryan Reynolds. We saw a little, well, not even a sneak peek, just we got information on, was it CinemaCon? CinemaCon, Jake?
Yes. It was the Disney convention thing.
Yeah. And I guess it showed not a trailer, but kind of like a
9-minute clip
of Deadpool, the Deadpool movie, and I heard it's just awesome with him and Wolverine. So super pumped for that.
Yeah,
Shout out Ryan Reynolds.
they said Wolverine like breaks the fourth wall because they hear a phone ringing. Obviously it's kind of a joke, but he breaks the fourth wall and he starts talking shit into the camera after he just beat up Deadpool. And then Deadpool just gets up and he's like, "Oh, you make me so hard. You talking like that?" And they're just doing this in front of all the Disney execs, which shows that Disney is going in a different direction. They fired that dude that like McAfee has had problems with. Now they have DC and Chael doing a show on ESPN. They're slow. I got to give them credit. They're slowly transitioning from the, oh, you can only talk about this stuff to more like fluid conversation about sports, and it'll probably reflect in the movies. I don't know, man. It's exciting times. I think people are just fed up with like this proper type society.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think you see that in a lot, like not even just like television, like just in real life in general. It's like, why's everyone gotta try to be all prim and proper all the time? Like let's just be real people. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that for sure.
Takey Nation, the floor is yours.
Well, since I have the 4, I want to piggyback back to UFC. Let's go with who we are. Some like our maybe like one disappointment of the night, and who was our biggest winner of the night. I think we should propose that. What do you think?
I'd say, obviously, the biggest winner of them all has to be Max. I think Max has proven time and time again that when opportunity knocks and it's a massive stand or stage, all he ever does is deliver. It's cool too because Max is only 32 years old. Like he's not like in his late 30s like some of these other guys are, which nothing wrong with it. They're still in their prime. But the fact that like Max is the way he is, like it really does make you think down the road, like could we see a Max versus Sugar type fight? 135, 145. Sugar's big. He wants to fight for the 145 belt. But yeah, we could just circle around biggest winners because biggest loser. I have to think about that for a sec.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I didn't watch it, but I saw some highlights. Obviously, I think Max Holloway was the biggest winner. His knockout was sick. It's all over the place, like on TikTok, on highlights, on everything. So I think he's created a good little buzz for himself, you know. So shout out Max Holloway. And Jake, we talked about this a little bit, so I'll just say this. Just RIP to Cody Garbrandt. He just can't win ever anymore. You know, so I would probably have to say he took the biggest L. I'm only saying that because I've only saw a few fights, but so those are my answers.
Gotcha. I think, yeah, I mean, Max definitely, probably biggest winner. For all sake, just so we don't, I'll say the same thing. I would say Alex, was it Pereira?
Pereira.
Just devastating knockout. He broke his, he break his toe or foot in training? That got revealed later on. He gets hit in the groin. He literally puts his hand up, shakes off, be like, "I'm good. Don't even bother checking." It was at Hill, right? Hill was like, "All right, let's go." They go 2 more steps in, left hook, done.
But see, so that's what I would say. I was gonna say Hill's the biggest loser because in that moment he hit Pereira in the nuts.
Yeah,
that was a nut shot, and Pereira's just like, "I got this, Herb. Yeah. I got this, Sardine. You don't have to step in. I'm just gonna knock him the fuck out and end this fight." Yeah. Dude, it's so cool to know in these fights that all it takes is one shot. One right shot, whether you're up, whether you're down. Like Big Cat was saying, it's hard to compare the Max thing because then you look at Leon Edwards' knockout against Usman. Leon was dead in the water. He was losing that fight. He lost every single round, and then all of a sudden he just roundhouse kicks Usman in the face, and then it's over. So like that's that's why fighting, I think, is so cool, because there is the effect of, if you're a diehard and want to watch it, you can't take your eyes off of it, because all it takes is one random clip and the whole fight changes.
No, absolutely. I think too. We saw Silva, and I don't know this guy, the bad guy. I forget his name, but he's going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, MMA fighter. And Silva had an 11 win streak, and this guy was talking all this shit, and he's like, "I'm coming, I'm
Is
coming."
it Chael?
Yeah, it's him. Yeah.
Chael, yeah.
I didn't know his name, and then he goes fights Silva, dummies him for 4.5 rounds. The last minutes he's over top of him, and I guess he just wasn't paying attention. Silva puts him in a triangle choke, and it's over just like that. And Silva looked like he couldn't even walk. I can't believe the ref didn't step in. I mean, he is not protecting himself, just taking beating after beating. And
that's why
nowadays
about
that
Jim.
probably gets stopped. Nowadays that gets stopped.
Well, dude, so I agree. That's why I was so surprised about Jim Miller. I mean, they were just letting Bobby Green eviscerate this guy. And like, I'm sitting there like, probably 40 seconds earlier, they could have stopped the fight. Hey, Teddy, chill out, bud.
I think Mama's home.
Mama's home?
Hmm?
Mama. But yeah, so no, didn't disappoint. I guess to keep it in the fighting world, I know the whole Jake Paul thing's getting old, but I did see Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor rematching on that card. That should be a good fight at least, which that'll be cool that's on Netflix to watch. Because those are, to my knowledge, like two of the, I guess, biggest and best female boxers of the last couple of years. So that'll be cool.
Yeah. What about Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler's? That was officially official now, right? I know it was official, but now it's like officially official. But like you said, we'll see up until that day, right? Go ahead.
Conor McGregor fights for me nowadays are official once he actually gets in the ring. And again, Conor built the sport. I get that. I fully understand that. But it's okay that, like, he's just not as good as a fighter as he was. And there's nothing wrong with that. Or the talent is just better, which that could be true also. Michael Chandler, though, very fun to watch. McGregor, very fun to watch. When or if that fight happens, it should be electric. But if we want to talk about fights announced, let's talk about the Diamond. The Diamond is finally going for gold once again. He's fighting Islam. A lot of people can say, a lot of people can argue, this guy right here, Dustin was the closest one to ever beat Khabib. Khabib trains Islam, same type of fighter, same type of style. You can't not love Dustin, dude. He's just this guy from Louisiana that just likes gumbo and spices, and then he gets in the ring and he beats the shit out of you. Like, can't wait to see Dustin finally get that. He was very cool on Theo's podcast a couple weeks back, kind of opened up about mental issues and about how he went pretty much crazy after the Gaethje fight, would just randomly leave, like was drinking a lot and everything. And I think it's cool. I think it's just cool now that badass individuals are speaking up, because we grew up in this kind of era where the man, you just kind of had to spit on it, suck it up, and keep it rolling. And it just doesn't have to be that way. Like, it really doesn't. Like, I think you have more nice people and you have more kind-hearted individuals when you can empathize with other walks of life that may not be in your situation, but are dealing with similar things that you are. Very excited to see Dustin fight. That'll be June 1st on Saturday.
Dang. That'll be super exciting. I just to piggyback off what you just said about, mental health and speaking up and just like, I guess asking for help. I think that's very tough for a lot of people. And I don't even think, like, obviously for guys it is. I mean, but I don't even think it's gender based. I think it's very humbling to kind of bring yourself down a little bit and ask for help, or even be like, hey, is there any chance you could like listen to me vent for a little bit? It's like I've been dealing with some stuff. And I feel like I I've done that before in the past, and not one time with me doing that has it resulted in like a negative experience for me. It's always going to be good because who you're talking to is going to be your friend or your family, you know what I mean? Or something like that. And obviously if they're real friends and family, they're going to love you and they're going to be like, absolutely, like we want to help you, or even just listen to. I think that's part of it. Sometimes you feel like you just don't have anyone to talk to. And like, I just want to express myself and complain about work or complain about something that's kind of shitty that I just need to get out of my head. So,
Amen.
Yeah. So,
JT, floor's yours.
Yeah, floor's yours.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. Fully agree with both of you. I think we are in a, we're in a good era of time where, like you guys, just piggybacking off what you guys said, it's okay. It's okay to speak up how you feel now these days. It's accepted. People are a lot more open minded to those kind of things, which I appreciate. Shout out what generation are we? Shout out whatever generation we are, because we're really making that the norm, and I think it's overall helping people stay healthy and mentally healthy. So shout out, speaking your feelings. Love you guys. God dang.
Yeah.
Sorry, got a little fired up right there.
No, absolutely. I just want to say a shout out. Very saddened to see Charles Oliveira lose as well. That was tough. That was going to be my biggest loser, was Charles, because it's like he wins that, he's right back in the title contention. You know what I mean? He's right back in the talk. And I think I saw the clip about his pants. Did you see that? The guy he was fighting, he had him like in a choke, and how the choke wasn't able to stay was the other guy's pants were coming off, and he used that to slide off Charles when he was under him. And people were literally saying like, can't believe his trunks literally allowed him to get out of this choke. You know what I mean? Like, so I think if that fight goes 5 rounds, I think Charles might win, because I think Charles, kind of like Poirier, they know they're going to take damage when they go in there. Like they're not afraid to take punches. It's going to be a bloody bout. And I think the 5 rounds suits both those fighters very well. So that would have been cool to see you go 5, but obviously with no title, it's like, that's just not how it goes.
Yeah, no, and that's then we can move on. But that's kind of what DP was talking about on Theo's podcast, the difference between 5 rounds and 3 rounds, and how that really does make a significant difference in a fight. So it is interesting. It is kind of wild when you think about it. I mean, I understand with the cards, you got to kind of keep it moving. I get why some are 5, some are 3, but pretty cool to see. I guess we'll keep it on sports. WNBA draft was last night. Caitlin Clark, she rolls in first time in any kind of draft atmosphere. Prada, she was wearing Prada. So Prada is now making their way into the draft game with outfits. And I think women's basketball is on the up and up. I really do.
When did she get drafted? Number 1?
Yeah.
Nice.
Indiana Fever.
Didn't some girl get drafted out of the stands or whatever? Like Caitlin Clark's friend came to support her, not anticipating getting drafted, but she got drafted and she was sitting in the stands.
Yeah. Her name's Kate.
Kate Martin.
Kate Martin. I was gonna say Austin, but Kate, that's lost. Kate Martin from same Iowa. Caitlin Clark came to support, and then the clip was like secretly deep down she was hoping to obviously also get drafted and stuff. But that's a cool moment, because obviously you're super happy for Caitlin. But the fact that you were kind of her number 2 there, and she still got drafted first round to the Aces, which I'm pretty sure are a good team in Vegas.
Defending champs.
There we go.
Back. Kelsey
Boom.
Plum, which rolls into my new segment of the month here for the lunch line. Hold on. Did I put a name on it? I don't know if I put a name on it. Dream Couple of the Month. This is Juice's Dream Couple of the Month here. I'm going to do every month. I'm going to just pick 2 people that I think would be awesome in a relationship. One is Kelsey Plum. I want to see Kelsey Plum and Theo Vaughn. I want to see Kelsey Plum and Theo Vaughn date, get married. Kelsey Plum, anytime I've seen her on any kind of interview show, she is absolutely awesome. She's cool to chop it up with. She's gorgeous, and I think Theo deserves a certified hooper in his life. So that is my dream couple of the month. It is Theo Vaughn and Kelsey Plum. I'm going to keep stats here, and then if any time those relationships happen, I'm taking credit for them. So that's what we're doing. Shout out Theo Vaughn. Shout out Kelsey Plum. I was hoping they were going to hit it off at UFC 300. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. But that is my new dream couple of the month here in April.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, shout out Kelsey Plum and Theo Vaughn. I think they would make a great couple. I think they'd make some handsome babies. I don't know.
You have no idea who Kelsey Plum is, do you?
Yes, I do. I've seen her. Don't know where Kelsey Plum is from, but Theo's from the South, and Kelsey Plum seems like a good athlete, so they might make some badass, linebacker children that like to eat gumbo, So that sounds fire. I'm all for it. They both have nice hair, Shout out.
They both have nice hair. Incredible eyebrows from KC Plum. Incredible sharp eyebrows. Was this the girl? Her face looks very familiar. This is the popcorn girl, right?
This is the popcorn girl.
Yeah. That's actually how I know who she is.
Everybody's giving her so much shit for it, like she wasn't just doing that on purpose. Everyone's like, it's suspect how Kelsey Plum's eating popcorn. It's like, dude, you really don't think she knew she was on TV right there, you stupid people.
Yeah, she looks cool though. She looks she's very cute, very attractive. I think it's very athletic, and I think it's very attractive when girls are like, I don't want like tomboyish and athletic and like do athletic things. Like that's a turn on for a guy, at least for me. And so I think that's fucking sick. Yeah, that'd be cool. So Juice's dream matchmaker here is Kelsey Plum and Theo Vaughn.
Can't wait to see what stirs up in May. I'll probably, since I did it mid-month, I'll probably try to keep the train on one of the mid-month episodes dropping this. And just looking forward to see what couple I can put together next time.
Maybe next month it's Cameron Brink and myself. Who knows? Who's to say?
Who's to say? Who's to say?
I'm still here.
JT's still here.
I was just checking my notes here. Just checking him out.
Well, the floor is yours as you check. So.
Don't be mad at me. Did you guys talk about the Eclipse last week?
Yeah, but you can talk about it from your perspective because
I'm sure from my perspective, cool. I didn't even know. Like Dallas is one of the like main pathway
epicenter
for the total eclipse, right? So it was cool. Like we went out on like the balcony thing of the hotel, and they all had some of those 3D glasses and stuff. And honestly, one of the very crazy, honestly, probably the craziest environmental thing I've ever witnessed.
I thought it was so cool.
It went straight to night. Like when the total eclipse happened, it went to legit nighttime. The stars came out.
Did it get cold?
No, but the stars came out. Like actually, you could see the stars. It was the crazy, and like right before the total eclipse thing happened, it was kind of like a big like burst of light, like how like in Star Wars when they're in space and it shows like a explosion, or it was just like a big burst of light really fast, right? And then it got dark. It was wild. It was super cool. So I was glad I got to witness that. And those are the things where you're kind of just like, faith in humanity restored, like humanity, like we just love little shit like that, and everyone just gets together to watch the eclipse, and it's just like, you know what, people rock, so it's a good time. Mm-hmm.
That's a good time. I'm gonna steal the floor real quick. We have put in an application for a house here in Arizona.
Oh yeah.
So super excited about that. Found a great place not too far away. 4 beds, 3 baths, but the area's huge. We're in this gated community. We live on a cul-de-sac. It'll be a cul-de-sac. It's going to be like rocket power. We're going to be playing fucking street hockey out there. It's going to be fantastic, have a backyard, tons of rocks everywhere. So like JT, we might get a little garden, and that'd be really cool to have back there. And I don't even know what we can grow, because it's sunlight for, I don't know, 18 hours of the day and it's so hot. So I don't know. Maybe that'll just hyper grow things super quick. I don't know if that's how it goes, but
It sounds good. It sounds
sounds
good
right.
to me.
that'll be
Sounds right.
Since you said Arizona, made me think of golf.
Mhm.
Scotty Scheffler is the most 38 looking 27-year-old that I've ever seen in my entire life. When I looked up his age, I gasped. I don't use that word all the time. I could not believe that he was 27 years old. Me not being a certified golf guy lover, I saw Scotty Scheffler last year. I was like, oh, this dude's like 36, 37. Like he's on the outs. Dude, he's about to be around for like 15 more years or whatever it is. And, again, didn't really watch the Masters, paid attention because I'm in this little draft pool thingy. Had Scotty Scheffler, sick. But I was kind of pulling for Max Homa because he's for the homies. And anybody that is a music person, please listen to Mike's new album, The Lows. I'm telling you what, that man, he just knows how to make music. And I think that it's very cool to see a sole independent artist be able to kind of top those top 10 new album charts the last 2 times he's dropped albums. So I just want to shout out the man. And he DM'd me back too, which is pretty sick. I shot him a DM and I was just like, yo, dude, like this album's sick. It's amazing how the music you make, you can feel in the soul. And he just hit me back with the My Guy, and I just lit up like a kid in a candy store. So shout out Mike, shout out his new album, and shout out old ass Scotty Scheffler, who's 27 years old.
Yeah. Shout out to the old golfer and Mike. That's freaking sick. I gotta listen to his album all the way through. Still, great album cover, big album cover guy. I don't know if I just didn't look hard enough. I don't think he has this one on vinyl yet. Maybe yet, because I will be definitely getting it. Speaking of vinyls, my newest came in. Little Dickie's Penis came in the mail the other day. Super pumped. I forgot I ordered it. You know what's cool about vinyl drops is you pre-order them, right? And then they don't come out for like months, and then you just forget you ordered them, and they come in the mail, and then you're just pumped about it. So pumped about that. Jake, what's that one song? I said Song of the Summer by Shabuzi. It's called The Bar Song or something like that. Honestly, Song of the Summer. If you have not listened to it yet, when you're out vibing in the sunshine, if you're about to have maybe a couple beverages, however you please your beverage. I don't know. I think you guys knew what I meant, but the order of that didn't go as well as I thought. But
got that.
Play that song. Very good vibes, high vibes, summer song. So shout out. Some good music going around.
I got a question about the record drop. So you sign up for the release or pre-release or whatever.
Yeah.
Does it only make a certain amount, or can you go buy that record right now?
You could probably go buy it.
Okay.
I think like it would depend on like the popularity and how many they're making. Like I'm sure Little Dickies you'll be able to find in the store. Yeah. But like let's say like I don't know. You know how people are obsessed with like Drake or Taylor Swift or whatever, like had a limited drop of vinyls that you signed up for the pre-order so you know you're getting one, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure you could find that one. But there are some that sell out like but then people resell them just like Pokemon. It's a lot like Pokemon cards, Tiggy Nation.
Yeah.
Because people will resell them on eBay and all these other like sites. But there was a few like albums that I wanted that sold out. Now you can only find them on eBay or whatever now. But yeah, it's fun.
And since you said Drake, I just want to shout out the rap community for starting a beef since country music was taken over and they needed to become relevant again. It's kind of interesting. Drake's literally against everybody. He's going against Rick Ross right now, Kendrick Lamar, Metro Boomin. And I did honestly, dude, I'm gonna be honest. I've never pulled an offensive card, but I was offended that Rick Ross's rip to Drake is that he kept calling him a white boy. I was like, Rick,
That's
let me out
actually
of
really,
this. Let me
it's
out of this,
actually
Rick.
really funny.
No, it's very, very funny. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But like, I was like listening to the story. I'm like, Rick, come on, Rick. Like, what did I do to you? This is Drake's problem, not mine. Obviously, it's a joke because his mom's white, yada, yada. But yeah, so that's going on right now. I guess I'll keep an eye on it from a bird's view. Taking Nation, the floor is yours.
Four's mine. Just digging more into Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum was the one on the San Antonio Spurs 4 that was launching the T-shirts left-handed, like 20 decks up. The really athletic girl that gets, gift all the time. That was her.
Oh, wow.
Shout out. And dude, since we're on the dub, because they're calling it the W. Since we're on the W,
I like that.
Caitlin Clark has sold everything out. She sold out all of her home games and all of the away games. Crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know where her first game is?
Where?
Phoenix.
You gotta go.
Oh, shit.
It's like June 26th, I think. I'm gonna check tickets right now. I'm gonna check it on Vivid Seats. Or whatever. Is it Vivid Seats or SeatGeek? Let me go and pull up SeatGeek on my phone.
Yeah, because that Taking Nation, that's one of those things that we may never experience again in a lifetime, where somebody comes up in a sport and it's completely changing the landscape of it. I don't know if we'll see that again. If you can go, since you're you're a hoop guy, you went to the Final Four, ball.
I do know ball.
You gotta go, man. You gotta go.
Here we go. I have June 30th. Wait, is it June 30th?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
June 30th. June 30th. Wait, is this the first game? I don't know when the season actually starts. I have June 30th for.
That's right. It starts soon. It's a quick turnaround.
I mean, cheapest ticket is like $80.
Might have to do it.
But $80, I mean, I feel like that's pretty expensive. Let me check the other price of another game. So,
I mean, for a WNBA game, $80 is like
that is like $60 more than every other game.
yeah.
That's crazy, dude. That's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. Shout out
All the other
Caitlin
games
Clark.
are in the 20s. Yeah.
And I love it, dude. All the old veteran W players are just talking shit. They're like, yeah, you've been able to do what you've wanted to do against 18-year-olds, but welcome to the league. And I love that.
Shit.
I
Yeah.
love that, dude. That's exciting times at the W.
The W. I love the W. I think that's good marketing. And it just rolls off the tongue. And you can kind of say it semi-sarcastically, but it's still kind of cool. It's like, the W. And you can have, I like that, the W.
This guy's watching the W. Or you can be like, the W's on. You can say it. It's so versatile.
I do like that. That's pretty nice.
All
W is nice.
I have to roll back. That's not Caitlin Clark's first game. It's someone put a picture that said her first game in Phoenix.
Hey.
Hand up. Hand up. That's on me.
History. Okay, or you could do like sketch. He's like,
What's up, brother?
what's up, brother?
It is wild. So this guy has been doing Madden stuff for probably months, maybe even a whole year. And it's a good character. It's fantastic. And now he is almost too ingrained in pop culture now. It's almost too much. It's still very funny, but some people are questioning the legitimacy of it.
Oh shit!
Some people are questioning because he plays a character, and so when they talk to him, he's a normal guy. But they want sketch. They want the what's up, brother? Tuesday, and he's a normal fucking person.
Yeah, dude, it was funny. I saw the clip on his one stream where he just like was in character and then forgot he was streaming and just like turned around and he's like, "Oh, my name's Kylie," and like shook hands and he's like, "Well, everybody knows my name, brother." Like however the hell he does it. Like he's honestly, dude, funny guy. Like I just sit back at some of these people and I'm just like, how couldn't I have done this? Like sometimes I do get jealous where I'm like, this dude is just acting like I want to act all the time. And he's just I don't know. It's great. Shout out the brothers sketch.
I'm coming.
He's funny. Yeah. Sorry, GT. You had the 4.
No, I just was saying shout out to Sketch while simultaneously trying to tell Hazel that I'm coming. Yeah, shout out Sketch. Seems like a cool dude. The biggest video I've seen of him is when he was on what's his face's podcast or whatever, and he's
Bradley
like,
Martin,
no, that other gamer dude,
Jinxie.
Jinx. Yeah, he's like, so how long? He's like, when did you realize like I got motion twin or something like that? And he's just like, since birth. And I'm like, that's all over TikTok
Dude,
every second of every day.
I just want to say one sketch clip, and then we can whatever we want to do here. But literally, there was one earlier where they were talking about peeing in the shower, and it like came about, and Jinxie's like, "Oh, you pee in the shower, yada yada," and Sketch is like, "Yeah, brother, I peed on your glass," and Jinxie's like, "You pissed in my shower." It was great. It was great.
That's good. Sorry for cussing. Sorry for cussing,
brother.
He's funny. And like you said, the character's great. Another character I see a lot, I don't know his name, but he goes and does the VR poker. And he acts like an idiot. And he's in the VR poker. And he'll be sitting there and be like, all right, hit me. And they're like, what are you talking about? He's like, hit me. I want another card.
I love that.
And they're like, you're at the wrong game. He's like, I got 11. Hit me. And he's flipping over his cards and stuff. Everyone at the table is losing their minds and screaming at him. You know what I mean? Oh, he's fucking too good. But yeah, just that same like mentality of just like, just act like a complete moron and don't let anything affect you. And normal people will act like the idiots, Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
for sure.
JT, you have the floor.
Are we at time? I don't really have much left.
I can say it. It's been a time.
It's been a time. Lunch was great. Glad to be back. Had a nice Texas barbecue last week. Back to eating Harry sliders this week. Honestly, I prefer the Harry sliders. So glad to be back here with the boys. Always a great time. Thanks for hopping in line with us. And don't be tardy next week because we'll be right back here at the same time next week. We'll catch you later. Bye-bye.